Good afternoon, my name is John Marciano and this is Probate Matters. So today we're going to discuss the top 10 questions you should ask when hiring an attorney for probate in California. Question 1, do you specialize in probate or do you do other things like estate planning and or family law, or is probate administration your main focus as an attorney? The reason why you want to know this is because you want to make sure that they truly understand all of the nuances and the California probate laws so that they stay ahead and on track of all the things that may come up, because the timeline is really crucial to stick with if you're going to get probate done in 12 to 18 months. So again, we're looking to save time, we're looking to save money, and we're looking to stay on track so that we can settle our loved ones' estate. Question number 2. How many cases have you actually settled in the probate court in California? The reason why I want to know how many is because there are 58 counties in California, and each one of those probate counties have their own nuances, they have their own judges, and they just have their own process that they follow. Yes, they're similar, but they all have nuances that make them just different enough that if you don't have somebody experienced in handling it, it could really delay or put things off track. Question number 3, do you handle both intestate and also testate administrations? I just would like to know. In other words, do you handle cases that have wills, and then people who unfortunately died without a will, do you handle those cases as well? So why do I want to know that? Well, according to a recent Gallup poll, 55% of Americans die actually without doing a will. So it's really important that they understand how to deal with probate cases that have a will, because sometimes those wills get attacked, right? Sometimes people challenge them, sometimes family members don't believe that they were, that they were correct. Sometimes they think that, those wills were made under duress at the last minute. So you need an attorney that can handle those sort of situations, and then also an attorney, if there is no will, how to understand and comply with all of the state regulations and laws to follow the intestacy process. Question number 4, what is your fee structure and how will I get charged? So in California, probate lawyers can actually charge a statutory fee based on the estate value. So you're going to want to know, what are you going to get charged, right? How are the fees going to be charged? Are you going to be charged based on that statutory fee? Are you going to get charged based on a flat fee, an hourly fee? And what sort of things could lead to what they call extraordinary fees? Understanding what fees you're paying out of the estate is really critically important. So you want to make sure that you have that all up front and understand. So that is a vital question as we go through this. So statutory fees are as follows. It's 4% for the first 100,000, 3% for the second 100,000, 2% of the next 800,000. So that's $13,000 on a $500,000 estate. And I can tell you that I've been doing this for 6 years, and those fees seem light when it comes to probate attorney fees that I've seen. So make sure you know exactly what you're going to be paying and what the attorney bill will be at the end. So question number 5, who will actually be handling my case? Well, the reason why I ask that is because in a lot of large law firms, the senior attorney may sign on the client, but then when the work is being done on a daily basis, it's actually a junior attorney or a paralegal that actually takes on the workload. So you want to know who's actually handling the case, what expertise they have, and then ultimately, how often are they going to update you on the case so that you can stay in great communication and make sure that this is going to final distribution as fast as possible. So question number 6, ask the attorney to give you a step-by-step walkthrough of exactly what the probate process in California entails. So have them take you through from the very beginning, filing for letters of administration, all the way through to every step that leads to final distribution and the judge signing off on the final order. They should be able to very easily walk you through that, give you potential pitfalls in each one of those steps and how to avoid them, And then also make sure that you understand what your role is and how clear they're going to be to get it from the beginning till the end within that 12 to 18 month timetable. Question number 7, how long will it take? How long does California probate process actually take? So I can tell you my experience in dealing with giving probate advances, and that means we have to wait till the very end to collect. That's when we get repaid. My observation has been it takes anywhere from 12 to 18 months, sometimes longer. I've seen cases go 3 or 4 years, but in general, or average, the cases tend to be about 12 to 18 months. But you should ask the attorney, what their track record has been, how quickly they get these cases through the court system, and what the expectation is for this particular or your particular case. Question number 8, ask them how they handle disputes. Like if somebody doesn't agree that you should be the executor, or someone's challenging a will, or if there are other issues that may come up inside the probate process, how are they used to handling those? And maybe they can walk you through exactly what experience they have in doing just that. Question number 9, can they handle or help you handle non-probate assets? So sometimes what happens is that there are assets that need to be identified and collected and ultimately liquidated so that it can become part of the estate, but it may not be part of the probate. So as an example, life insurance policies. Life insurance policies don't go into probate if they have beneficiaries named, but they still need to be collected, they still need to be accounted for, and sometimes it's difficult working with the insurance company to get those paid out. So you should ask that attorney that you are potentially hiring, do they handle non-probate assets? And if they do, or if they don't, you should understand that. You should also understand if that raises any fees for them handling anything that may fall out of the probate process. So question number 10. Well, question number 10 really is for you. It's not really for the attorney. And the question is, you kind of got to look in the mirror, and after you've asked all these questions and you've interviewed, a number of attorneys, maybe 3 or 4 attorneys, which one do you feel most comfortable with? Which one do you think you all have the best communication with? Which one do you think will take care of your affairs, the estate's affairs, the best? And you have to make sure that that person matches up with your personality, that you understand, how you're going to be working with them, and that you can feel like you rely on them and can get things done with them. Because there's going to be a lot of stress in this sort of 12 to 18 month journey that you are about to go on. So pick well. And part of picking well is by listening to those first 9 questions and how they answered them. So again, my name is John Marsano. I hope this video has been helpful. If you ever find yourself in a need where you just need an advance on your inheritance, well, that's what we do. So we give people who are stuck in the probate process, heirs and executors alike, we give them advances when they just can't wait for final distribution. So if you find yourself in that, please give us a call. In the meantime, I hope you hire the right attorney, and I hope it goes extremely well for you. Thank you so much for watching.